Alright guys, let's get back to it.
Prior to all of this, and this is before I even had my blood work, y'all. Before I had my blood work, I went out to dinner to Crab House. That's basically where, you get all the seafood and stuff like that. Had a ball. I ate as much as I could eat. A bunch of shrimp, crab cakes, all of that seafood. And seafood has high cholesterol, right? I've always been a seafood lover. That was my first time indulging, I guess you could say. I had a bunch of seafood. Later that night, I went to bed. I was a little panicky because I was keeping an eye on my partner who was sick at the time. So I was very worried about her. So my anxiety was a little high. We went to bed. In the middle of the night, I woke up out of my sleep and was like, okay, let me go to the bathroom. Went to the bathroom, sat down, did my business. While I was sitting there doing my business, my heart started pounding. I mean, not your normal, oh, I'm running and now my heart is just, beating really fast. Like, it was pounding so hard, like I could hear it in my ears, I could feel it in my ears. My chest was like, you could see my chest moving. I got up, finished the bathroom, and it was still going. I tried to breathe, do the breathing and everything. Nothing helped. Nothing helped me. Nothing calmed it down. So I started walking around, and I had to wake my partner up, like, hey, I need you to get up with me because something's going on. My heart is racing. I can't get it to slow down. Well, she gets up, we start turning the lights on, and I'm still steady trying to walk. I'm walking around because I'm anxious because of this. And all of a sudden I get dizzy. Heart still pounding. And I start to get dizzy, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go downstairs. By the time I get to the stairs, I'm like, okay, I'm too dizzy to try to walk down these stairs, right? So I told my partner, I said, call an ambulance. Call an ambulance. I need an ambulance. I need an ambulance. I was like, there's no way I could try to calm that down by myself. That was my first panic attack ever in life. Ever. To me, I felt like my body then was telling me, yeah, knock knock. You gotta make some changes. Like your food choices, stress levels, your environmental stresses. I felt like that is what I had to do. My body was telling me that it's time to, do what you need to do for yourself, do what you need to do for your body. But yeah, so definitely needed to switch up some things because I was eating horribly. Bunch of fried food every day. I wasn't eating a lot of fiber. I just really wasn't conscious of what I was putting in my body. And I don't know if this is to say this is really true, but my doctor said that my sister and I, we both have, high cholesterol, but it's hereditary. I don't know how that works. I don't know. I know my dad had high cholesterol before he passed and all of that, but I don't know. My grandma has high cholesterol too. I don't know how much of that is true, but it can be hereditary. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I haven't really researched it like that. Either way, it's something that I've had to kind of look at and say, okay, I'm in my 30s, my late 30s. It's time for me to start doing something different. Totally different. It's time for me to do something totally different. I can't keep eating the way that I'm eating. I can't keep involving myself in the stresses, like stressors, environmental stressors. I was even drinking a lot, going out and drinking. That wasn't helping at all. So needless to say, I think my first time drinking September of this year was when we laid my dad to rest this past weekend. Of course I was going to drink that day. I needed a drink. And a little extra about that is it was kind of a wake-up call for me. Nobody likes to say, the doctors won't say, oh, you have anxiety. They just say, oh, it's stress. Oh, it's stress. September comes around, I have that whole issue where I'm on the phone, I'm working, and all of a sudden, whatever happened, I have the panic attack or the anxiety attack. I didn't have the palpitations necessarily that I had like 2 months prior. So I have this anxiety attack. My vision gets really blurry. Not really I would say heart racing, but not the palpitations, not the hardcore thumping. And so, and then I get really disoriented. I can't focus on the computer at all. All the words start looking like they're jumbling up, mumbo jumbo. I get a headache. I feel like I can't, like my legs are like restless, so I can't like sit down anymore. So I get up, start moving around, and I'm like, okay, I got to do something. I have to do something. I get my phone because I feel like I'm about to pass out. So I'm like, okay, I need my phone. Let me get my phone near me. Get my phone near me, and I'm like, okay, I can't do this. I got to call 911. I call 911. They say, you know, the whole spiel, go sit down and don't drink any water, don't, you know, open the door, put up any pets, the whole little thing that they do. So I did all that, and I'm like, I don't even know how I did that. I had to put my dog on the back porch, and I'm just kind of like, how am I going to do this? And they get here, they come in, they check me. When they come in, they're like checking my vitals and everything. Calm down. I didn't have any of the anxiety. I was calm. I could see straight, and I'm just like, I don't know what just happened. It's almost like they didn't believe me that what was going on. So they said, it's up to you if you want to go to the hospital, but everything looks good, yada, yada. They put me in the ambulance to do the EKG for your heart, to take a picture of your heart, and everything was fine. You're like, yeah, everything's fine. And you know, I told them about the cholesterol and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, okay, you know, nobody says any more about that. So I mean, you know, I say, okay, I'm not going to go to the hospital. After that day, the next day comes, and I get the same thing going on around the same time of that morning. Like, everything happened in the morning. Same thing happened next day. So of course, again, I call an ambulance. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Call an ambulance. They do the same thing. Different set of people, right? They come in, they're checking my vitals. They put me in the ambulance to do it, whatever. At this point, I'm like, okay, take me to the hospital at this point. There's no, oh, you're fine, da da da. Take me somewhere. We end up going to the hospital, the closest hospital. They're in the waiting room, even still with everything. I mean, because I thought when you go get in the ambulance, you're supposed to get back there quick, right? No. So I'm in the waiting room feeling like trash, like scared of everything, afraid, like noises was like scaring the hell out of me. Loud noises, anything, people talking. I couldn't look at people. I had to just kind of look at the floor. I was by myself. Of course, I told my loved ones and everything, but you know, everybody's at work, you know. I'm like, don't worry about it. You know, the only person who could really get to me that has a flexible job is my sister, my twin sister, which I have a twin. I didn't think I told you guys. So she comes, and I don't even know if she came that first day. So the story gets worse, right? So that was day 2 in the hospital. They checked me out. They did blood work. Blood work comes back fine. Nothing going on. They're like, oh yeah, you're real healthy, and da da da. I'm like, I don't know, something's going on. So the doctor comes back after my blood work and everything, and he's like, yeah, it's just stress. It's just stress. And he says that like while he's like walking off. Yeah, it's just stress. It's just stress. And I'm sitting here like, what the hell do you mean it's just stress? Something's going on. Why is it every morning I'm feeling like I'm about to have a heart attack? I feel like I'm about to leave this planet, and I'm only 37. Like what is going on? So I was calm. Every time I got there, I mean, after the hospital, all of that stuff, and I got picked up or I had to go back home, I was fine. I was totally fine the rest of the day, right? Third day, I wake up, I'm working around the same time again, 10 o'clock, 11, I am panicking again, anxiety attack. I didn't have the palpitations, it was just the anxiety attack. Couldn't focus on the computer screen, headache. This time, by the third day, I'm not eating. I have really bad heartburn, I should say here, heartburn in my chest. I was nauseous. Couldn't eat anything, couldn't keep anything down, started throwing up every morning. And then there's a 4th morning. Yes, I called the ambulance again for the 4th time.